Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, hello, hello. This is going to be a group energy healing where I heal 130 people in 10 different countries, and you are welcome to watch and heal yourself as I heal those people, because I'll be talking out loud for most of it and explaining what I do as I do it. So it'll be an all levels healing walkthrough. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay, please. And the theme today will be identity, self-acceptance, and authenticity. So it's a good one. This is the second in the set of 3 healings on that theme. But if you're just healing yourself, you don't have to do all 3 healings in the set. But I'm healing the same 130 people for this set of 3 healings. I'm still waiting for confirmation to see if someone can see and hear me. It says excellent connection, so we'll see. I may have to watch myself on my phone to see if it works. It says live. Oh, there we go. So we'll see. I hear myself. So hopefully, I still haven't gotten confirmation comments, but since I can hear myself, I will proceed, I guess, for a little bit. So I did want to preview a little bit of what we're doing today, but not a big preview. I do have a long list of what I would like to do, but sometimes I talk so much in the intro that it kind of, you know, I just want to get to the healing part, really. So, but I will preview some things. I will mention something from Friday that we're going to repeat again because the angels really liked it. And then I'll preview 1 or 2 things at least that we're doing today. And later, there will be a detailed healing summary in the comment section. Within a day, there'll be a detailed healing summary with in the comment section with timestamp links. So you can see what we did and jump around to whichever section you want using the timestamp links. Still haven't gotten a comment. That is really odd. I'm going to check on my phone. My phone, it seems okay on my phone. Ooh, I see on my phone a comment. Let's see. There we go. Thank you. All right, good. The reason I have to wait for that is sometimes I don't often hear other YouTubers, live streamers have to wait for that comment, but I have had technical difficulties before, so you know, where I've been like talking to my laptop for a while and nobody else because it wasn't live streaming. So I do need the confirmation. So thank you very much. That was awesome. So the thing that we're going to repeat from Friday's healing, because the angels really liked it, is clearing negative dumped responses, which is kind of a funny sounding thing, but it's really simple. It's like when you say something really sincere, sometimes it is triggering for other people. And there are certain, especially, you know, heartfelt things that you could say to other people that are triggering, and they could dump energy in your space, most likely accidentally or certainly subconsciously, as a response. And but it can get in the way of your self-acceptance and your identity and your authenticity and all that. So we're gonna clear that out. I think that's really nice. We did do it on Friday, but the angels really liked it, and it bears repeating. I think it'll help to do it again. So the very sincere things that you might have said to people in the past, it can be literal verbal things you've said, or it could be, thank you for the extra confirmation. It could be literal verbal things you said to people, but also just on a spirit level, like when you were 2, you know, on an energy level, you said to one of your parents, "I love you," or you said, "I see you," or "This is who I am." Those are sort of the 3 statements. I love you, I see you, this is who I am, that I saw were, I mean, there are others, but those are, I think, good ones to work. What was dumped on you from other people when you said those statements. Someone mentioned in their surveys, that they want to be able to talk to their partner about this certain triggering topic and have that person not be triggered. And I think, you know, if people are triggered by what you're saying, you know, it's not just sort of a simple thing usually. It's usually, it stirs up deep levels of baggage for them. But there are ways that you could, you know, if this is your partner or somebody in your life consistently, and you really would like to have this be an easier conversation with that person over time, or easier topic of conversation, you could practice with park bench communication, and you know, just like as a meditative exercise, you know, so not verbally out loud, but once you've meditated, just imagine you're on a park bench and they're on the other end of the park bench, and you're looking out at a beautiful scene, and you use message flowers to communicate what you'd like to say about whatever topic is triggering for them, and have your angels check the message flowers. That's key. And then you put them at a respectful distance in front of them, but still doing park bench. So it's sort of like in front of them at a distance over there. You just stay seated and just place the flowers. Have the angels double check after you've placed them. And then just let your partner take his time to perceive the flowers, you know, the message flowers. And just kind of practice. You can practice that way, even for like a couple weeks, you know. Maybe just once a day though. You don't want to you want to push it. But the idea is, if it's something deep, then they need to process, and there's a lot to it. And so, you know, they need to work with their angels, and they need the communication of the topic to be the least the safest way possible for them, like, so they'll feel safe when it's being communicated. And so park bench is nice and diluted, and then, you know, message flowers that the angels check, put at a respectful distance, and just on a spirit telepathic level, you know, that's the least triggering way to bring up a topic. But then, you know, I would say if it's a big topic, you know, you could do it on and off. It doesn't have to be daily, but on and off for like 2 weeks, you know, just to give the person time to work with their angels and get healings in their sleep and all that stuff about the topic. I have videos on park bench communication you could look up, just so you get a little more familiar with the concept of that. It's a more diluted, I guess, it's a less in-your-face style of communicating that many people prefer. Certainly for triggering topics. So anyway, just a little bit of a thing there about triggering conversations. But that's part of what we're, you know, that's why clear negative dump responses is important, because sometimes you do end up communicating with people and they're triggered by what you say. And if it's something that was really heartfelt you're saying, you could get pretty stuck if they dumped on you. You know, you could get pretty stuck about whatever they dumped on you. And so clearing it out can be very centering for you and can simplify your brain. So we'll also repeat the 7th, 8th chakra unblocking which is just you have a gold connection to your 8th chakra, which is above you, above your head, above the top of your aura even. And unblocking that just helps you get more of that eternal wisdom about you and yourself and what you know. So that helps with identity and authenticity. So as far as a quick preview about what we're doing today, we're doing so many good things, but that's the thing. I don't want to have a big long preview about it. So like I said, you could check the healing summary later within a day in the comment section. There'll be a healing summary so you can at a glance see what we did. But if I had to preview just one thing that we'll do today, I noticed a lot of people have what I'm going to call a cording bar behind their major chakras. So your major chakras, you know how people say your chakras, they're mostly talking just about the 7 major chakras along your spine, which you actually have 2 sets of those. One set of 7 along your physical body spine and 1 set of 7 along your astral body spine. And so you can get so much blockage in the back of your aura around the back of those energy centers, that it becomes like a bar, and it's easier for people and invasive beings to access you, because there's just this like big long bar of stuck energy there. So I'd never noticed that before, that a lot of people have like a huge continuous bar of blocked energy there. So we're going to melt that away. So that should be nice. That's my dog Abel. I have two dogs out and about. Usually they're in their carriers, their crates, but so we'll see if I regret that decision or not as the live stream continues. And then Daisy, she was the one that was out last time, but she seemed to want to be in her crate this morning, so she's sleeping in her crate. So we'll see. Oh, and Abel is wearing a cone because otherwise he has allergies that we work on, but he still has them. So he has to wear a cone so that he doesn't mess with himself too much. All right. So yeah, so we're gonna melt the cording bar behind the chakras, and I noticed if people can have it even on their astral body, in their astral body. It's like in the aura right behind the chakras, I guess. Yeah, but it's also just attached to the chakras, and it can be astral and physical in both energy systems. If I previewed just one more thing that we're going to do today, it was hard to pick because I like a lot of the stuff that I want to do today, but Akashic record upload, I think we'll do. That should be interesting. I just noticed like a lot of people were kind of due for that. The newbies I'm healing are super due for that. But your Akashic records is like a far off, it's on the astral, it's, you know, on a spirit level. It's a library that you have. There's a universal Akashic records that's for everybody, but then there's an individual personal Akashic records that you have that's separate from that your angels maintain for you, and it's where you store your knowledge from past lives and experiences from past lives that you don't need at this time in this lifetime with you. So it's library storage for you. And you can visit it with your angels in your sleep and, you know, get more stuff from that library, get more knowledge. Like say if you're dealing with something new, well, dealing with something that you know, you feel like you need some past life info for. But doing an upload to your Akashic records, you don't have to visit, you can just stay present, and it goes out your 7th chakra and it heads up to your Akashic records and your angels file it away. It meaning knowledge of yours. So yeah, I'll leave it at that for now. But I noticed that it was needed, and it tends to make you feel lighter and more refreshed to have done it, and more kind of like a clean slate, you know, just a little bit of like ready for new things, as opposed to feeling kind of full and not ready for anything. So, so there's that. But lots of other good stuff that I, realized as I was reading people's surveys. So thank you very much for your surveys. I did read, I think, them all, even some that were sent like even just 2 hours ago. So thank you very much. They do help me to think of what would help you in this healing. What else did I want to mention? I think for now that's okay. I think that's it for now. Trying to keep this intro less giant. Just this time. All right, good. So I'm gonna catch up on comments. You look and sound great, thank you. Can see and hear you from Evergreen, Colorado. Sunny and 56 degrees. That's a little nippy for you guys. Are we at 56 right now? I mean, it's early for us. It's not even 11 in the morning. So yeah, we might be at 56 though right now. Someone says, I get mixed up now. When you say clear chakra, heal aura, bruises, is it in physical aura or spirit chakras and spirit aura? Clear chakras and heal aura bruising. Well, both. Yeah. You can have chakra damage in physical body chakras or astral body chakras, or both. You can have energy blocks in physical body chakras or astral body chakras, or both. You can have aura bruising in either aura, astral body aura or physical body aura, or both. So yeah, it's both. The only like specific thing is aura bruising is more internal, and so it's usually with the regular auras, not the Wei Qi auras. The Wei Qi auras, those 15 auras that you have that help with strong boundaries, those auras are like big gold force fields, and they don't have chakras, and they don't they don't relate to chakras. They're just big gold force fields. It's part of your spirit. So they don't have layers. And so since they don't have layers, if someone throws energy at you, it doesn't like bounce around and hit stagnation in the same way. So you wouldn't get layers of aura bruising like that in your Wei Qi auras. I mean, you could get like a big deposit somebody threw at you and it got stuck in there in your Wei Qi aura, so like big energy blocks. But yeah, you wouldn't see like sheets of aura bruising like you would in the regular auras, astral body and physical body aura, because they have layers, and so each layer is like a concise little energy system, unless it's ripped open. And so when someone throws energy, it can sort of bounce and reverberate inside them in a weird way that creates plates of hard energy deposits. So yeah, aura bruising is in the regular auras, but worst case, work all 17 auras all at once. You can't go wrong. Oh, right. Good. Good. I hope you guys are enjoying autumn so far. Oh, tea report. Honeybush tea is what I'm having. From a teapot, which does not keep the tea very warm very long. But it looks really cute. And it matches my teacups. Okay. But yeah, again, thanks for the surveys. I really, especially surveys on newbies, but on everybody, it helps a lot to see stuff that I need to do. Okay. Now I will finally be quiet. We'll have 3 minutes of quiet-ish or so. Towards the end of that, I will start the healing. You'll see me move my hands like that, and that's how you know I'm starting the healing. But I won't be talking yet, and then after about a minute or so of that, I will talk out loud as I do the healing. So it's a walkthrough. You could heal yourself as you listen if you want. If you are working at the same time or something, you're sort of just barely listening, you can say, angels, help me make the most of this healing. Well, either way, you could say that. Say, angels, help me make the most of this healing. Something like that. Yeah, it doesn't have to be exactly those words. But you could say, angels, can you give me this healing, you know, that Janet's doing? Yeah. But if you do it on yourself, obviously, there's more learning and more benefit, but you know, receiving it from your angels is still pretty good. But of course, the 130 people that I'm healing, they are going to receive the healing from me, and also there'll be angel help, of course, but I will be healing them. And I guess a heads up, the December healings will go up on my payment page, my purchase page, in 6 days now, on the 15th of October. The December healings will go up, which is hard to imagine that that's as close as it is. All right, now I'll be quiet, and thank you for your patience. I'll be quiet for about 3 minutes or so. Sorry, that noise is my washing machine. It'll be done soon. Okay, thank you for waiting. So when you heal yourself, you can do it the way I'm doing, which is with a copy out in front of you and use gold light from your hands to heal, repair, and unblock. the copy of your energy system, therefore healing yourself. As you heal the copy, you're healing yourself. If you're in a situation where you can't move your hands because you look crazy and that's a public place, then don't move your hands. You can heal yourself without moving your hands. Your hands do supply a lot of gold light, though. But you could generate a lot of gold light with your creative rings, with your manifestation wings, so much so that you have this, a ton of gold light all around, and then you just need to relax and not resist and just focus your relaxation in certain parts, and things will clear and repair. So you don't have to heal with your hands. It's just easy and effective. But there are other ways to do this work, just by the mindfulness and being aware of a certain area and letting the gold light from your creative rings and your manifestation wings go to that area. But anyway, so make a copy out in front of you, assuming you can use your hands right now. Make a copy out in front of you of your everything, your 17 auras, which are around you if you're reasonably present, your 17 auras and your groundings, astral body and physical body groundings, which connect you to the core of the earth. Your physical body and your astral body are inside those auras. And just imagine you as you are now. So if some auras are ripped up, just imagine the reality of it. If you're seated, imagine that. And use gold light generated by your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras. So you have chakras, one in each fingertip and a big one in the palm of each hand. They have round openings like all chakras. And if you set with your intention these chakras to vibrate at a metallic gold color, like the splitter, then that's the color of energy that they would automatically be generating. So you don't have to be able to see gold light in order to have them generate that color. Just, with your intention, you set them to gold. I had no idea how loud my washing machine was until now. Sorry. Oh, that's funny. All right, so using gold light, and just really drench all your auras with lots of gold. And the thing that, is in common with the using your hands type of self-healing and the just using your mindfulness and the ambient gold light from your wings and your rings is that the mindfulness of letting go and relaxing and really trying to work that. So even if you are using gold light from your hands, just try to let go of the blocks. Like, think of the blocks, imagine energy blocks, and just surround them in gold light and just try to relax and let the gold light just wash them away and melt them. So let's get to the specifics, like grounding. So just imagine your grounding, make it wide as the heel of the palm of your hand if you were to stretch out your arms, so roughly. Because the idea is you want it as big as all your auras. So big grounding, and make it red or orange or yellow. Bring it up high as your third chakra. Your third chakra is where your sternum bone ends. Your sternum bone, that's the middle thing right there. So where that ends, that's your third chakra. Bring up your grounding that high. And then you have a copy of your grounding out in front of you. And you just wash it out with lots of gold light. And you just pick red or orange or yellow for your grounding, and you make it that color with your intention. You don't have to see energy to make it red or orange or yellow. And then just imagine energy blocks in your grounding. They can look like flat black, like a stack of flat black rocks. Or they don't have to be flat, but they tend to look like heavy rocks. And just surround them with lots of gold light and let them melt. Usually I don't do it right now, but I'm going to stick it in anyway. So we just did grounding. I'm going to just unblock the first and second layers of the aura so they can expand, because I noticed some people had a little bit too much tightness there. So just imagine, you know, like a copy of you, and unblock this part and this part. The first and second layers of your regular auras, it just, well, really all your auras, I guess, can get extra stuck right above your head and right below your feet. So just melt that stuff away with gold light. The second layer would unblock first before the first layer. Sometimes they both unblock easily, but I'm noticing people are have a little stubborn energy blocks right up against the skin. So I'm just doing extra gold light right in the auras, right around, just out from the skin. Energy blocks here tend to make one feel anxious, like having anxiety or fear-based hesitations, nervousness, fears, all that good stuff. If you have good flow here, you tend to feel courage and safe, and it helps abundance. So again, we're doing the unblocking all the 17 auras right in front of the body. And I'll do this more later too. All right, so that was grounding and a little bit of first and second layer unblocking, or just your auras close to the skin. And then indie grounding, we won't forget that. So indie grounding is where you imagine you're grounding, and then you imagine that outer surface of your grounding, and you use extra gold light there and melt away anything connecting your grounding to other people's grounding. And also any hard objects that might be sticking out, just melt them away. Hard objects from people throwing them. Let's do let's do collapsing gold nets to get rid of invasive beings and also just people, invasive people. Because I'm noticing some people in their grounding have like, you know, weird spinny energy. That's annoying. It's just little invasive beings. Remember, you're a giant being, so we're just like doing a little house cleaning. Nothing to be afraid of. But anyway, so imagine your whole space, all your 17 auras, your groundings, your physical body, your astral body, and make like a big cube of gold netting that's way bigger than all that, going all the way down to the core of the earth, way above you, way behind you, way in front of you. And you're going to collapse those nets in and just tangle it up, catch all the invasive beings and invasive people in the gold netting, and just drag it out and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Your angels can sort through it all easily and quickly. So they'll recycle the invasive beings and they'll send your neighbor back to her space, which helps her. So again, big collapsing gold nets all around you, and close them in so you catch up anything that's not you and your grounding or anywhere else that you're ready to get rid of, and drag it out in the nets. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So now you can check your grounding again and see if that simplified the flow and streamlined it a little bit. So that was collapsing gold nets to get rid of invasive beings and invasive people. I just noticed somebody's issue that I want to address in the healing. Okay, so now we did grounding, we did indie grounding, we did some fun extras. So now let's do aura repair of all the 17 auras. So you just imagine a copy of all your 17 auras out in front of you. Looks like one big bubble with a bunch of stuff going on with it, probably. But it's really 17 different auras. And so just use as much gold light as you can. Wash through them all. Melt away blocked energy. What we're going to do is we're going to repair the rips. That's what aura repair is. You repair the rips so that you don't leak energy anymore. So how we're going to do that is with composite copy technique. So you imagine one rip that represents all the rips in these 17 auras that you need to repair. And then you repair that one rip, and that repairs all the rips it represents in your space. So you have your composite copy rip, which represents all the rips in your 17 auras that are healthy and gentle to repair right now. And just use lots of gold light there. And we're going to use a type of gold light called sticky gold wax to clean out the rip a couple times and before we proceed with more repair. So just fill it up with sticky gold wax, and that gold light is going to stick to anything that's not you, and then it hardens like a big chunk, and then you lift out the chunk all at once. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. We'll do that again. So fill up your composite copy rip with sticky gold wax so that it sticks and hardens around anything that's not you. You lift it all out at once. Angels, here you go. Okay, so then lots of gold light to repair this composite copy rip. So aura repair, we're using the composite copy rip, and just keep using more and more gold light, keep breathing. And if you did need to do this hands-free right now, you would just keep relaxing and let the gold light from your manifestation wings and your creative rings do this work for you, rather than use your hands. All right, so that was repairing the rips in your 17 auras. So then now let's melt aura scarring and aura bruising, which is just hard leftover stuff from when your aura used to be ripped. And it's good to melt it because that makes your aura stronger. So you imagine a big, just put it all in one pile, because you might have some scarring over here and then some bruising and a couple layers over here. But to make it easier to heal all at once, just imagine copies of all your aura scarring and bruising in one big yucky pile. And then just use lots of gold light to melt it all. If you had to do hands-free, you could imagine like gold hoses, you know, gold flamethrowers, something like that. So we're melting aura scarring and aura bruising. And try to relax, because the more you relax, the more that can melt. All right, good job. So that was melting aura scarring and aura bruising. Let's do a sticky gold wax through your everything, just in case you have some hard objects left over somewhere, like in your meridians, your physical body meridians. You can get little like spears and stuff stuck in there, or in your shoulder channels. That's also a favorite place for people to screw with you. Just throw little spears, hard spears in here. So just sticky gold wax everything, your shoulders, your tummy meridians, your meridians around your head. Everywhere. The outside of all your 17 auras, the outside of both groundings, just everywhere. Sticky gold wax everywhere. Have the sticky gold wax stick to everything that you're ready to get rid of. So invasive beings, invasive people, and definitely hard objects. And we're going to move the objects out with the wax all at once, like a big chunk. Give it to your angels. So move out the wax and the junk. Angels, here you go. So breathe into your joints and just adjust to that. Keep breathing. If you're getting sleepy, unblock your third chakra. Okay, we'll do sticky gold wax one more time for your everything. So wax around the outer surfaces, inside everywhere, around the outer surface of your grounding, around all your meridians, in case they're hard objects, around your shoulders or your neck. Sticky gold wax the whole thing. And then we're going to move the wax out in the junk at the same time. Move it out. Angels, here you go. And then just a little bit extra gold light around the outer surface of your auras, outer surfaces, and around the outer surfaces of your groundings. Just so you're not leaking energy. You want to just finish up your repair. You can can kind of train yourself to feel leaks. It kind of feels like, you know, if there was air coming out of a tire or something, you know, there's like a little kind of pushes against your hands. So you just use extra cold light there to make sure you repair it up so the leak stops. The repair is it like grows back. It's not like you're putting tape on it or something. It just, you use enough gold light and it just repairs itself. All right, good job. So that was aura repair plus some extras. Good job. So now we'll do chakra repair. Major and minor chakras, which is its own little 11-minute video. You search Janet Wright, chakra repair, major, minor, you'll find it. I usually link it below in the comment section too. Within a day. Okay, so the basic shape of a chakra, they're all the same. Some are smaller, some are bigger, but the shape is the same. It's an open cylinder. So there's a cylinder part and there's a round opening and a round opening. Not white and gold though. It's just what I happen to have handy to show you what an open cylinder looks like. So you imagine an open cylinder, you create an open cylinder out in front of you, a composite copy that represents all of your major and minor chakras. So major chakras, the two sets of 7 along your spine. Minor chakras are everywhere. You have so many. The acupuncture points in your body, those are all minor chakras. Also, you have a few minor chakras along your spine as well. In addition to the 7, there's 4.5. There's the Kundalini chakra below the first chakra. So anyway, those are all minor, these important energy channels and chakras within the shoulder and neck energy channels that keep the energy flowing. So hopefully you don't get too much neck tension. Those are chakras. Those are minor chakras. So you imagine your open cylinder and you use lots of gold light. And you melt away cords going in to these chakras. And you repair any damage. The damage might look like missing pieces or cracks or scratches or gashes or holes where they shouldn't be. So use gold light inside the cylinder and outside it, around the round openings. Again, keep melting cords. Keep unblocking, like melting away energy blocks around the round openings, like here and here, but also wrapped around the chakra and also inside the cylinder part. Again, this is chakra repair, chakra unblocking, also melting cords. And it's melting cords, any cords. So some of them you made, some of them someone else made, doesn't matter, you just melt them. I would suggest you, of course, keep the one at the first chakra only to your young child if you have a child that is 13 years or younger. Just keep that first chakra cord to your kid, but only that one. And if your child is an adult, it doesn't matter if they act like they're 10 years old, you should not cord them if they're an adult. If they're older than 13, that cord's just going to create conflict between the two of you. So melt cords, repair, and unblock using gold light. sometimes you just have so much like sort of compacted energy blocks around the chakra, it gets in the way. So if you just have like heavy, crusty junk around your chakras, you can lift it all out at once to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now, but lift out your hard, crusty junk all at once. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Again, you can loosen it up with gold light and then lift out your hard, crusty junk from your chakras. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. One more time, lift out your hard, crusty junk. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. One more time, lift out hard, crusty junk. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And thinking of the theme which is identity. The theme of this set of 3 healings: identity, self-acceptance, and authenticity with self and others. You can have baggage that's in the way of all that good stuff. So lift out any chakra baggage that you're ready to get rid of that impairs your identity, your self-acceptance, or your authenticity. Just lift out that baggage, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Again, any baggage in your chakras that's in the way of your identity, self-acceptance, and authenticity. Just lift out that baggage, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Again, lift out any baggage in the way of the theme. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. All right, good job, guys. Okay, so that was chakra repair and unblocking in general and for the theme. Oh, right. So that was our 4 essentials that I like to say, and we do those every healing these days because they're really important. If your 4 essentials are messed up, or even 2 out of 4 of those essentials are messed up, things just feel really off. So they're always good to do. So stand-in beings is a term I use for beings that you have made an agreement with at some time in this life or a different life, where you just didn't want to be around. You didn't want to talk to a certain person that you were going to talk to. You didn't want to sit in a math class that you were going to sit in. But you had to look like you were paying attention and, maybe answer some basic things or walk or something. And you just wanted to be so far away from there. So you got some invasive beings and you're like, yeah, sure, you can be in that class for me. You can talk to this person for me and say, every 5 minutes. So it's not a good idea to do, of course, because these are invasive beings and so they really get in the way. But nevertheless, people do this. At some point in your past, you've probably done it in this life or past lives. And so those beings get in the way because they're invasive and you have an agreement with them though. And so they can be pretty pesky. So when you're now getting this healing, where you really want to own your identity better and your self-acceptance and be more present and authentic in your communications with yourself and others and with your angels, these beings are not going to make that easy for you, right? So it's time to clear those agreements. If you want, and then that way your angels can recycle those beings and get rid of them for good. So that's easy enough. So you just imagine, you can imagine any stand-in beings that you still have around you, you still have agreements with. You can imagine them as like a big bunch of clouds, you know, and you can imagine them far away from you, just so, I don't know, maybe that feels better to imagine them far away. So imagine your stand-in beings as, you know, far away clouds. And then you imagine the agreements with your agreements that you still have with those stand-in beings. And agreements can be broken, can be ended, can be melted away. So with gold light, it's easy. So you just imagine the agreements however you want, like as pieces of paper, scrolls of paper, bricks, rocks, twigs, whatever amuses you. And then you melt them away. And you can say, angels, help me do this. And just melt away the agreements with these stand-in beings. Because when you're not there, you know, it's much less safe for you. You're safer when you're present. Even if it's an unpleasant situation, being present is the safest thing for you. And, you know, it's in your best interest to always be present when you're awake. And yeah. So again, we're melting away agreements that you have with stand-in beings that you've made in your past. This life past or past life past. So again, maybe you have some more. So just go ahead and imagine. You don't have to imagine the beings, but you could, you know, imagine them like in a group. And then any agreements that you have with stand-in beings, so you still have these agreements, and just say, angels, can you help me clear these? And imagine them however you want, and like paper or rocks or something, and just melt them away. And again, if you have doubts about this, just ask your angels. Angels, is this a good idea? Of course, they're all going to say, yes! All right, and if you have any leftover agreements, just hand them to your angels. Say, angels, here you go. Help me with these. All right, so that was melting agreements with stand-in beings. And then, of course, just these are invasive beings typically, so they're not going to want to go away even if you've melted the agreement. So you can now say, angels, can you please recycle all those stand-in beings? And also, you can ask angels to recycle any beings you don't have agreements with that are in the way of this work too. So angels, if there are any beings in the way of me making progress with my identity, self-acceptance, and authenticity, please recycle those beings. Or for short, you know, angels, please recycle any beings in the way of this theme. All right, good job. All right. So let's do the thing that one of the two things I actually previewed, which is melt the cording bar that you may have. You may have like a big band of stuck energy connecting your chakras to each other, your major chakras along your spine. And that just makes it easier for beings, invasive beings or invasive people, to access multiple chakras at once because they're all banded together by stuck energy. So that's no good. We don't want that. So we're just going to melt away the stuck energy that is sort of banding the major chakras together. And I'm just calling it your cording bar. You may not have one. I don't have one. But years ago, I definitely had one. So, you know, it's possible you do have one, or both, or two, really. One for your banding together all your physical body chakras, and one banding together all your astral body chakras. So you just imagine, you know, sort of in profile, I guess, or however you want to imagine yourself, but you could imagine in a profile like that. So then you just see if there's like this stuck mass of junk, hard junk, sort of linking all the chakras together. And just take your time. You can bring up red earth energy and soak it, and lots of gold light. And you can say too, angels, if there are any invasive beings connected to all this junk, can you recycle those beings? Because otherwise they could like give you really weird sensations while you're melting this away. You know, they'll just try to mess with your head and distract you. We don't want that. So we're melting this cording bar, this just band of stuck energy that links the back of the chakras together. Just imagine that stuck energy and take your time and melt it away. I'm just checking different people, make sure everybody lost theirs. Cool. Yeah, so that was melting your cording bar that you may have, which is just a big band of interconnected stuck energy, banding together the backs of your major chakras. Melting cording bar or bars. Okay, good job, good job, good job. So just check the backs of your chakras, check how you feel. You know, if you feel any different after that, how do you feel in your, you know, your lower back and your back of your neck, and you can do a little stretching. And I guess while we're at it, just do a little extra unblocking of the back of all your chakras. Presumably it would be easier since we melted that big stuck mass of energy, linking them all together. I just unblock the back of all the major chakras plus, well, the back of 1 through 6. And then 7th chakra is oriented differently. It's oriented like this with the round opening at the top and the round opening in the bottom there. And so I just unblocked both of those openings. And then I unblocked the creative rings a little bit extra. Creative rings, which are 3 gold rings above the head, which we totally ignored. How fascinating. Yeah, let's do that. I think the angels made me forget it that way so that we're going to do it in this order. I mean, I do genuinely make mistakes, of course, as well, and forget things all the time. But I think that one was an angel-assisted blooper, because I was thinking that we need to get rid of that cording bar sooner rather than later. So there's that. So let's do creative ring unblocking and repair. So creative rings are 3 gold rings above the head. Technically, they are a part of your astral body system. So they come and go with you as a spirit. And so just imagine your 3 gold rings above your head. Imagine a copy out in front of you of those rings and just use lots of gold light. These gold rings, if you unblock them enough, they generate a lot of gold light. And so that can be part of the gold light that you're, you know, benefiting from all day. And when you use if you do hands-free meditation as well, these generate a lot of gold light that can help with that. So these gold rings, They can get cracked or broken. So, but if you wash them out, clean them off, and use a lot of gold light, then they can grow back. You can say, angels, if I have any invasive beings messing with my creative rings, can you please recycle those beings? And do like a real wide area around your creative rings, lots of gold light, because you can have sort of like big walls of stuck energy around your creative rings. So just melt and unblock all around them. And definitely melt cords going into your creative rings, which could be from people or from invasive beings. Keep melting cords so that the flaps relax and fall shut. The flaps of your creative rings, which look like, when they're shut, they don't look like anything because they're flush with the ring itself. But like a top-down view of if the flaps were wide open would look like that, with the flaps open of your top creative ring. But you have flaps on all your creative rings and around all the round chakra openings of the major chakras. So just right now, just use gold light around the outer part of all the creative rings so you can melt the cords and let those flaps relax and fall shut. And there's generally a nice chain reaction through all your chakras when you do that, and the flaps of most of those chakras can relax and fall shut as well. You could just do a little bit extra gold light through all your major chakras to help those flaps relax and shut, melt away cords. If you're having extra, like, localized problem with one chakra in particular, check the flaps, see if they're open and irritated, and that can help you to realize that there are cords going in there or some other, like a hard object or something. So what are we doing? We did creative ring work, and then we did creative ring flaps, and then that sort of led us to do just a little bit extra gold light with all the major chakras along the spine so that those flaps can relax too, the flaps around those round openings. So that was creative ring repair and unblocking, plus flaps, plus the flaps on the major chakras. Just relaxing them. All right. Good, good, good. Good job. I'm going to do meridians, traditional Chinese medicine meridians. I'm going to do like a speed round. And I won't explain a lot as I do it. There are videos. There's like one on each of the 12 regular meridians. And each one's a minute long, and it shows exactly where the meridian goes throughout the body, and it has dots to show the little acupuncture points within, or those are minor chakras within the energy meridian. So you can research to your heart's content about each of those meridians and how they help the body and help you and everything. So, I don't want to distract myself by saying all that stuff, but you know, there's definitely a lot of information that you could research, and I'll link below the 12, you know, the meridians, those little videos, a minute long each, where you can research each meridian if you care to. But the bottom line is those meridians, they you can do energy healing on your energy meridians of your physical body, the traditional Chinese medicine meridians. And this is one, excuse the large amount of body hair, just I guess get used to it because that's the way this looks. And it's a I didn't make this image, but it's a really phenomenal image. It's a screenshot from one of those videos I was just talking about, which I didn't make those videos, but they're really excellent. But anyway, so this just shows, I call them the tummy meridians, the ones that go, you know, like say from third chakra to the base of the spine, like that whole area. Those ones that go up and down there, I call those the tummy meridians. So the one that goes right up the midline, that is CV meridian, conception vessel meridian. That's one of the two special meridians that we work a lot. The CV meridian helps with all your yang meridians, helps to manage all your yin meridians. So sensitivity, vulnerability, self-nurturing, stuff like that. Yin meridian, CV meridian, conception vessel. This one that goes up you'll see later, there's one that goes up the midline of your back and goes around right in the center there down to the roof of your mouth. That's GV meridian, and that manages all your yang meridians. So self-assertiveness, taking charge, protecting yourself, all that good stuff. So I'm going to just do a lot of different meridians and heal them and unblock them. And I'm also going to unblock your auras right in front of these meridians. These meridians are in the physical body near the surface of the skin. And so the auras really affect them. Just like the auras affect your chakras and how that flows, your auras also affect your meridians a lot, especially right up against the skin. You know, if there's a lot of stuck energy right there, it's going to compress the meridians around there too. So I'm just gonna, I call it a speed round, so I'm just gonna go for it. So that was explaining my meridian speed round, and now it will be doing my meridian speed round. Meridian energy healing speed round. So I'll start with these tummy meridians that I'm showing. You can just imagine them, and the dots that are shown, those are chakras. Those are little chakras, acupuncture points. And each one is shaped like an open cylinder, and it's sort of fit inside the meridian, and it helps direct the energy flow. So you just imagine the meridians themselves like red tubes, and the energy, your life force flowing in them like red life force. And then anything that's not red is not your life force, most likely. Energy blocks or other people's energy or invasive beings, so you can clear that stuff out. Repair with gold light. So you kind of, imagine these tummy meridians and just kind of lift out what's pressing up against them. Just freeze it and lift it out. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Tummy meridians, what's pressing up against them, freeze it, lift them out. Angels, here you go. Tummy meridians, freeze whatever's messing with them, lift all that out. Angels, here you go. Again, I'm decompressing, like melting away blocks in the auras in front of these tummy meridians, so the tummy meridians can expand and relax and have as much flow as they need to have. And any invasive beings that are in that area, just freeze them, lift them out, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Please recycle them. I'm just doing a little extra attention on the CV meridian, the one that's right up the midline. Imagining the bottom of it at the crotch, and just that I want the opening of it to where it starts to be unblocked. And when you're dealing with these body meridians, it's especially important to have that intention of healthy and gentle. So you can clear a lot, but you limit yourself by what can your body handle in a low drama way. You know, what's healthy and gentle for your physical body as well as your spirit. Because you can always do more later, and you're better off in the long run to really respect whatever, you know, healthy and gentle amount is good for you at the time. So just imagine any blocks in the lower part of your CV meridian in front there, and just melt them away. And just relax. You can put your hands up against, you know, your chest and your belly, and just let the gold light go to your meridians. And again, you want to heal them to the point where there's not pressure on them, so they can just relax and flow. All right, so then here's, I'm going to do a little bit of the back stuff, upper back and back of the head. I do love how that I don't even remember right now what that brown one, the name of it, which is unfortunate. Sorry about that. Oh, but it looks so cool. But I guess this is proof. If you forget the name of it at the time, you can still unblock and heal it. I'll put myself up here. There we go. So all the dots, those are chakras in those meridians. So you can repair them, unblock them, and just relax those meridians. I do know the yellow one here, it's not, you know, all your energy, all your meridians of your body, I would imagine them as red. It's a nice healthy body color. But in this diagram, the yellow is urinary bladder meridian. And that is really cool. It starts in the corner, the inside corner of your eyes, and then goes to the inside of your eyebrows, and goes up to your hairline, then goes over just a little, and then it goes back. Like for a while, it's parallel to the GV meridian on either side of it. So it's a very cool one. Good one to do in addition to, see the yellow right there. Ignore the white flash. That's just a screen print from the video, and you don't actually have a white flash, hopefully, in your meridian. But so you people that, have a headache or had a headache, all the head meridians are helpful for headache relief. If you have damage in any of them, you could get a headache. But probably specifically the GV one, the one in the midline, and the yellow one, the UB one, are, and then of course your 7th chakra too, and your 6th chakra. Check for damage, repair. GV20 is as a point right at the top. In that, it looks in the diagram, it shows it as gray. This gray line, the GV meridian, governing vessel meridian, it manages all your yang meridians. The point right at the top of it is GV20, and you can imagine like a big version of that, and just repair it and unblock it. Melt cords going into it. You can get cords going into any of these little chakras in your meridians, and that is a problem. Because if someone's sending energy in through the cords, then it can create this sort of continuous energy block within the meridian, and it's just from a bunch of cords. So if you clear the cords, it's a lot easier to clear the stagnation out of your meridian. So we can just make sure that we're melting away cords going into these meridians. And again, that any hard energy in any of your auras in front of the meridians or around the meridians is going to compress the meridians too much. So melt away any hard energy like in front of your face and all those meridians. You just lift out, freeze and lift out any junk there. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. You stretch out your face a little. Lift out any junk that's going into those meridians or like sitting right in front of those meridians. Just freeze it, lift it out. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And again, the energy, the aura is all around your shoulders. Just lift out any blocked energy in your auras around all these energy channels and meridians. Lift out the hard energy, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go, or just melt it. Wah, wah, wah. Maybe do a little stretching. All right, so that was a little meridian speed round there for you. So that was like 13 minutes of doing. All right, so let's do chakra filaments. Just repair and unblock them and melt the cords from them. So chakra filaments is like, okay, your major 7 chakras, you have 2 sets of those, one set along your physical body spine, one set along your astral body spine. So, you know, when you're present there, I mean, if you were fully present in all your chakras, then the astral body chakra would fit perfectly into your physical body chakra. So even your first chakra of your astral body fit into your first chakra of your physical body. But sometimes people aren't fully present, so then only the upper ones are fitting in nicely and the lower ones are not, or only 2 or 1 are not, whatever. But if you imagine just them separate for now, like stay present, but imagine the physical body chakras on one side and the astral body chakras on the other side. There are filaments or good cords. They're cords, but people usually have negative associations with the word cord. So we could call them filaments. They're your connection between the astral chakra and the physical chakra. So 4th physical to 4th astral, there's a 4th chakra filament connecting them. And so the most logical and healthy color for each of these filaments is the color that you've set up for the chakra. So if both your chakras, the 7th chakras, use purple, then that filament would be purple because it's carrying energy back and forth, your energy back and forth. If it looks black, that's just like stuck energy. So just melt the black away so that you just have the purple going back and forth in your 7th chakra filament. So you can use the rainbow color system for your chakras. So red at the bottom for your first chakras, orange for your second chakras, yellow for your third chakras, green, light blue, deep blue, purple. I have a 2-page email handout if you want to see that in writing. I could send it to you, it's free. Just say, hi Janet, can you email me the 2-page chakra handout? But anyway, so you imagine physical and astral, and then the filaments that connect them, and just use gold light to melt away the junk around these filaments, and so they can relax and expand and unblock. For some people, if they have trouble, like if you're having trouble being present in a certain chakra, you want to check both of that chakra, but also the filament. And melt the cords going into that filament, if there are any from other people, and just heal that little, it should be like a little energy flowing river. It's like a tube with energy flowing freely within it. So again, melt cords going into these filaments and just saturate them with so much gold light that they relax and expand as much as they need to. So especially for this theme, 7th chakra, identity, confidence, Fourth chakra, self-love, self-acceptance. So obviously you want all the filaments to be awesome, but you could extra check out 7 and 4. Make sure they've got enough flow. All right, good job. So that's chakra filaments. And then you can imagine astral inside physical before you finish, just in case imagining them separate made you less present. You're like, okay, I'll be separate, you know. Just, you don't have to get unpresent by doing that work, but just in case, you can imagine them together. And then you can just get rid of your copies. So that was healing and unblocking your chakra filaments. So let's do the Akashic record uploads. I will timestamp link the part of the intro where I explained Akashic records and how they work, so that I don't have to say it all right now. You can just use the timestamp link to go back to the intro, to the exact part where I talked about Akashic records. But basically, it's a library on the astral that your angels maintain for you, your personal Akashic records, so that it's like offsite storage for your knowledge that you need and that you gained in past lives and earlier in this life. You need it, but you didn't need it so much that you put it in your chakras. You just put it in your Akashic records instead. So sometimes, after you finish something, you're just done, you do an upload. And some people that hold on to too many physical possessions, they don't do enough uploads. And so anyway, I won't get into it too much, but it helps you to let go of possessions you don't need, and help you to just make bigger steps forward if you do Akashic record uploads regularly. So that was a mini explaining. So now we will do So just imagine a copy of your 7th chakras and your creative rings up in front of you. And just you can give your 7th chakras their own purple grounding cord if you want, their own purple connections to the core of the earth, and bring up purple earth energy and soak your 7th chakras in purple earth energy. That's nice. Only your 7th chakras though. Purple would be too fast moving for a lot of your other chakras, in my opinion, but just nice purple energy for your purple earth energy for your 7th chakras. And then your creative rings, just use gold light. And how do you start an Akashic record upload? I mean, it would probably just be through your intention, but I think if you unblock your 7th more and more, and you unblock your creative rings more and more, and then you have that intention of, okay, yeah, I want to file away stuff that I don't need. I'm going to let my angels help me do that. stuff that I don't need right now. Yeah, that's pretty much all you need to get it started, is that intention and plus a little extra unblocking for your 7th and your creative rings. And we could do a tricolor soak while that's going, like, because what happens is it's like little pages of like gold leaf just kind of going, and your angels make sure they make it to your Akashic records. Akashic records, same thing. But so while that's happening, because it could take 5 minutes, it could take an hour, you know, to just upload as much as you need to, you know, file away. We could do a tricolor soak right now, just to kind of help root you and have you be here and centered and highly functioning while that upload happens. So we'll do a little tricolor soak. Fun fact, before we get to that, I did notice that sometimes, like if your mind really needs, if your mind just feels like, okay, I just want to veg out, like say if you want to watch like 3 episodes of a Netflix show or something at once, it could be that you need an Akashic record upload to just help your mind feel more clear and ready for life. You know, if you just want to like hit the pause button on life and watch a couple hours of Netflix, it could be that you need an Akashic record upload, and then you won't have to spend all that time watching Netflix if you don't want. But anyway, so let's just do a simple tricolor soak, which is its own 5-minute video. If you search Chant Wright, tri-color soak. But anyway, so big red grounding. And then use your red grounding as a straw to bring up red earth energy, and just bring it up, and soak everything in red earth energy. The lower colors, red, orange, yellow, are fine to soak everything in. So you just soak everything in that red earth energy. And then bring the red earth energy down to the level of your grounding, and then tune your grounding so that it's an orange vibration. And then bring up orange earth energy. Use your grounding like a straw and bring up more and more orange earth energy. Up. And you don't have to lift your hands like I'm doing. You could do it with hands down. But just have orange earth energy soak everything. All your auras, all your meridians, everything in orange earth energy. A couple deep breaths. And bring that orange earth energy down to the level of your 3rd chakra and your grounding, and retune your grounding to be yellow. And bring up yellow earth energy, up, and soak everything in yellow earth energy. You can give yourself a little massage as that yellow earth energy is up. And then you can leave one of the colors up of earth energy. So you're leaving up an earth energy soak, and tune it to red or orange or yellow, whichever you want to leave up. Or you could bring it back down to just a regular grounding. And you know, put it back to the red or the orange, or leave it at yellow if that's your preference for now. So that was a tricolor earth energy soak. It's a nice thing to sort of reset, to be more present, to because an Akashic record upload, there's no need for it to be like a spacey kind of an experience. But you may need to, you know, like you know, be more in your legs and do tricolor soak or earth energy soak, you know, to just stay here, and that way the upload happens and you can just go on with your day at the same time. Okay, so that was a tricolor soak while you're still doing your Akashic record upload, most likely. What's next? So hearing your angels, that's always helpful, no matter what. Everyone has their own angels, whether or not you know it, whether or not you're a part of any major religion whatsoever. Angels are not a part of organized religion, although sometimes when people hear that term, they think of, oh, this religion versus that religion or something, but it's not a thing. People make up religion. Angels are just angels. It's sort of, I mean, you could be a part of a religion and still, work with your angels, but they're not necessarily, they don't have to go together. Doesn't mean if you work with your angels that you are a part of any religion at all. So everyone has their own angels. They are appointed to you during your life planning stage, before your life starts. When you're planning it out, you get your own set of personal angels, which are different than, like, say, grandma in heaven who really loves you, who wants to help you. She could be like maybe a volunteer backup spirit guide if she's really, really dedicated to you, but otherwise she's just, I would call her a heaven friend. And she can, of course, advise you and show up and hang out with you if you want. But you actually have angels that are literal, just angels, just divine, altruistic spirits. And also a spirit guide that is a human being spirit that is in heaven in between lifetimes, volunteering for extra credit to be somebody's spirit guide, and they get matched up with you. So it's not, your spirit guide is not usually someone that you knew in a past life. It's just someone who the angels have noticed is especially good for you in this life as an advisor and a buddy. So that's explaining angels and spirit guides. So since these angels are picked for you, they're, going to be the best ones to help you learn and grow in this life. It's really good to be able to hear them. Ideally consciously to hear your angels, but subconsciously hearing your angels is also really good. And sometimes you can have distortions in hearing your angels, because maybe you have a conscious expectation of what you feel they should be saying, and so you'll hear it wrong because they're not saying that, but your expectations are so prominent in your mind that that's what you're hearing. So it's always nice to heal in specific ways so that you have more accurate hearing of your angels, either consciously or subconsciously. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to repair the telepathic mesh, which is a part of the 5th layer of the aura. We'll probably do a little 5th layer clearing and healing too. 5th layer of both your regular aura and your astral body aura. 5th layer is working together with your 5th chakra, which is in the throat, communications with self and others, inner thoughts, hearing your angels, all that good stuff. Peace of mind. So we will do 5th layer work. We'll do telepathic mesh repair and unblocking. And we will do, we'll melt away like a distortion wall. We'll imagine whatever energy blocks or baggage gets in the way of you accurately hearing your angels, and we'll melt that away. Okay, so those 3 things to help you hear your angels better. Also, by the way, what we already did on the chakra filaments, we did that about 20 minutes earlier. That tends to help people hear their angels better as well. It helps you have all your abilities better to work, repair, and unblock the chakra filaments. So, fun fact. So now we will do all that I just listed. Fifth layer work, telepathic mesh work, and melt distortion walls between you and your angels. Okay, so let's do telepathic mesh repair first, because if that's ripped up, then that's sort of really, it causes extreme issues, so it's nice to get that done first. So your telepathic mesh is this gold mesh right in front of your throat in your fifth layer of your aura. You have two, but I don't really think about it that way ever. I mean, you have one in your astral fifth layer and one in your physical fifth layer. But I just imagine one, but I guess it's two. But just look for rips in it and just run gold light through it. Yeah, just clean it out and let the gold light heal up the rips in your telepathic mesh. And definitely melt cords going into your telepathic mesh. That's a really invasive way to talk to somebody, is somebody would cord your telepathic mesh, and that it kind of pipes their message into your mind. So if you have a relative or someone you know that's someone you would call an invasive communicator, like they're a nag or they're just really intense when they communicate, chances are they're throwing energy and or cording your telepathic mesh, this gold mesh in your fifth layer. So definitely melt their cords from this area and repair the rips. And so it's not that they would only do it, like, say, if you're on the phone with them, they could do it when you're not talking to them. Like, I had this person, I've never actually healed her before, but you know, she's seen some videos on YouTube and whatever. And she emailed me and she was kind of like asking about something in her past, and she was kind of trying to manipulate me into giving her this big long reading. You know? She was like pretending that she was interested in my healings, but it wasn't really true. She just knows I'm a reader, and she's like, well, what about this guy from my past? Blah, blah, blah. And I didn't really play along. And so like the next day she was really triggered and she kept throwing energy at me, like a lot. And so she tore up my telepathic mesh, which, I repaired, so it wasn't a big deal. But it's just an example of, you don't actually have to be communicating with someone at that time. It could have been just an email from a few days ago, but they're kind of spinning their wheels about it on a spirit level and throwing energy at you about it still. So just use gold light to repair your telepathic mesh and melt away cords going into that area, into the mesh. And you can have energy blocks like in front of and behind that telepathic mesh in your fifth layer. So just melt anything that's not you from around your telepathic mesh area. So like, say, like in a family, if you don't call somebody on their birthday because you don't get along with them, but like everyone else is like, you didn't call her, why didn't you call her? And they may not say it to you consciously, but they'll be like trying to be in your fifth layer, like, you should call her, why didn't you call, you're a bad person. So anything communications related, you just want to heal and repair and melt cords from your telepathic mesh area. And then your whole fifth layer, because it all works together, right? Your telepathic mesh is in front of your fifth layer, but then the whole layer just wraps all around. And you have two of them, astral and physical, so just imagine both of them in the same place and just use lots of gold light to unblock and clear everybody out of your fifth layer. If there are invasive beings in your fifth layer, which there could be, just say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings, in my fifth layer or fifth chakra? And, you know, whenever you're doing an aura layer, you know, you could do a little extra unblocking at the very bottom and the very top of it. And then, oh yeah, distortion walls between you and your angels. So you can just imagine, you know, some representation of you, and then imagine your angels. You probably have 3 or 4 personal angels, and then you have a spirit guide. So you can just imagine them like in a nice little row, nice friendly little row, waving at you. Hi, you know. And then imagine if there is any baggage of yours in your space causing distortion when you're trying to hear your angels, even subconsciously. Just imagine all that baggage like a wall, and then melt that wall so that you're melting your distortion wall between you and your angels. Because that distortion wall can also get in the way of you receiving healings from your angels, which you could do all the time. You know, your angels can heal you all the time as much as you need, but baggage sometimes can get in the way of you receiving that. So just imagine any distortion wall in the way of you receiving healings from your angels or hearing them accurately. Just melt that wall. You can blow up your wall too if you're healing yourself. That's another option. You can take the wall and lift it up and say, angels, here you go. All right, good job. So that was a little bit of work to help you hear your angels better, help you to receive healings from them more. Alrighty. So let's do the 7th to 8th connection, just a little bit extra unblocking of that. So imagine both of your 7th chakras, one inside the other, and then your 8th chakra is gold sun, looks like a gold sun, above the top of your aura. Like if this is the top of your aura, then at the closest it would be as a foot above the top of your aura, but it could be even 10 feet above the top of your aura. Say if you're watching something really stupid on TV and your higher self is like, yeah, whatever. But you know, if you're watching something that's like spiritually interesting to you, then you know your 8th chakra will move in closer, to maybe a foot above your aura. Or if you're doing this live stream, your 8th chakra is probably pretty close to the top of your aura. But anyway, so you imagine both your 7th chakras, your 8th chakra, and the gold cord at the back of your 7th chakra, the back of the top of your 7th chakra, going up to your 8th chakra. You can imagine that cord, you know, sort of expanded so that you see the flow and you see if there are any blocks, and just melt those blocks with gold light. Also, melt cords going into this 7th to 8th connection if you do have any. Because that's like a crazy invasive way for somebody to cord you or a being to cord you, so you don't want that. Just melt away those cords going into this, if there are any, going into this 7th to 8th connection. And a little bit extra unblocking of your 7th chakras. again, that 7th to 8th connection. Okay, and then let's do a little bit extra with the 4th chakra, and that'll probably be one of the last things we're doing in this healing. So the 4th chakra is really important for the same because it generates your energy of self-love, self-acceptance, enthusiasm, motivation, gratitude, positive thinking, glass half full thinking. So like somebody in their survey, they were like, oh, why can't I tell if I'm present enough? Why can't, I work so hard in energy healing and I devote so much time. Why am I not more perceptive yet? Blah, blah, blah. And their heart chakra was just a little too blocked. Because it'll always twist things up and make things seem like some negative, sad, weird story, Whereas if you just realize like, oh, I'm being glass half empty right now, let me work on my 4th a little more, and then all of a sudden that'll pop you in more in a positive way, and you'll be like, okay, I'm motivated now. I'm going to try it different. This doesn't work. I'll try it this way. I'll try a different approach. It might help you to just, have the inspiration of your 7th chakra, the motivation of your 3rd chakra to just kind of, you don't feel like a failure if you have good flow in your 4th. You just kind of try something different, try a new way, So anyway, so your 4th chakra, there are different ways it can be blocked. It's basically, it's an open cylinder shape. The energy flows this way from the front of your 4th layer in, and then it spins around in there and flows out to the back of your 4th layer, and then it wraps around to the front again. So it wraps around all through your 4th layer, so it gets out to here, and then it goes, all around the 4th layer to get back into the front of your 4th layer to get back in. I have a video set, 3 video set, 7 chakras, aura layers flow, if you need to just kind of understand all that, how the chakra works with the aura layer. But that's the basics of it. And so you can have energy blocks right in front, so in the 1st layer, right in front of your 4th chakra, or they can be in your 4th layer. I mean, they can be anywhere here, but the most blocks will be here or here, and then in the back, close to the back of the chakra, and then at the 4th layer. So here, or here and here, right? So just imagine your 4th chakra like an open cylinder, and just the blocks right around it, and then the blocks a little bit at a distance with that 4th layer, and just melt all that junk. You can even freeze it and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Like you could have, okay, so you could have like a weird device that's in front of your 4th chakra that's just like this, that kind of just, it just blocks the energy from going in, and it's sort of fanned out like that, like this a little bit. It looks like maybe like a lampshade or a funnel. And so that's not good. You don't want any devices attached to your 4th chakra. You just want the cool little bright green spinning 4th chakra, right? So, but if you have any sort of funnel-like things right there in the front, it's not uncommon, or like a bowl shape, so it blocks it and has this funnel thing. Just freeze that and loosen it up with gold light and just lift it out. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And just extra gold light there in the front of your 4th chakra. And again, if you have any of those kind of bowl shaped, funnel shaped, weird devices in the front there, you can have them for any chakra, but we're doing your 4th right now. So loosen up those funnel shaped weird devices if you have any with gold light, and then just lift them out and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. And just extra gold light for your 4th chakra. You might have some in the back, although usually it's, most intense like right in the front, the funnel shaped stuff. But go ahead, check the back too, because, people can definitely put weird shit back there too. So just freeze any devices in the back of your 4th chakra, loosen them up with gold light, lift them out, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. and heal the back of your fourth chakra. Get that flow nice out of it. Again, loosen up any devices in the back of your fourth chakra. Lift them out. Angels, here you go. And fourth layer in the front and the back. So fourth layer of your aura in the front and the back. You can have stuff kind of built up there. So freeze that, loosen it up with gold light. Take it out, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Again, fourth layer in the front and the back of the chakra. Freeze it up, loosen it with gold light. Angels, here you go. We just want to make it easier for your fourth chakra to spin and relax and expand as much as needed so that it can generate as much of this energy of self-love, self-valuing, sort of like a balanced compassion where you really take care of yourself as well. So this is fourth chakra and fourth layer. And again, any sort of like lampshade, funnel, weird bowl-shaped things stuck to the front of the fourth chakra, go ahead, loosen those up and lift those out. Give them to your angels. Angels, here we go. And just a little bit extra gold light. And gold light all through your fourth layer. Don't forget the sides of your fourth layer. All right, we'll just do a teeny bit for all your chakras. Just align them, all your major chakras. Just align them, which means gold light so that they just pop back into a straight up and down line. And then magnetic alignment, where you think about the magnetic field around each of those major chakras, just gold light, like a nice wide band of gold light around the chakras so that, you know, just flow that around so that the magnetic fields click back into place around each of the major chakras. So that's magnetic alignment of your chakras. You're aligning the magnetic fields of the major chakras. All right, and then redo your gold buffer zones. I didn't mention that before. That just takes a minute. There'll be an 18-minute reference video down below about gold buffer zones. They help slow the rate of aura damage. So that was fourth chakra work and fourth layer. And then we also removed those devices. And then we did a teeny bit on chakra alignment. Before gold buffer zones. Alrighty. So, let's just clean up any leftovers. So anything that is still triggered, any energy blocks that haven't cleared, that are triggered, just imagine copies of them out in front of you. So these could be stubborn triggered energy blocks that other people are courting. You just imagine all your energy blocks that are making you feel weird. And just, you can ground them with red earth energy, melt cords going into them with gold light. And just melt these energy blocks. You can blow them up too. So it's just cleaning up your leftovers, your stubborn triggered energy blocks, just any energy blocks at all that you need to clear so that you are highly functioning and you can get on with your day or your evening, whatever you need to do. So you can just redo your grounding. And just ask your angels to help you finish up. Say, angels, can you please give me a healing? All right, good job, good job. We did it. That's a healing. Great job. So I am going to do a little chit chat. I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes to help me keep it brief. If you have any comments about what this healing was like for you, you can also provide context if it's not obvious from your name, like did I heal you? Did you also heal yourself? If it's not obvious from your YouTube name. Also, if you have any follow-up questions about the theme of identity, self-acceptance, and authenticity, you can post that. I'll get to it if I have time. If I don't have time to get to your comments, you can repost them under any video at any time, and I'll get to them when I get a chance. Meaning I'll post a reply when I have a chance. Someone says, hi Janet, felt the healing and remembered your session. Thanks for healing me and my spouse. You're welcome. Someone says, spammers are crusty junk. LOL. Yes, that's right. Someone says, thanks so much, Janet. I feel really relaxed. I tend to have FOMO a lot when I miss out on things. FOMO meaning fear of missing out on things. When I miss out on things I was included in, even if I don't like the person, people that invited me to the event. Is that inner wounds? That's the sense I was getting. Thank you. Close, inner child. I would say that's inner child stuff. Anything that makes you feel like you're back in junior high again, that's inner child stuff. So any of that like sort of insecure stuff, a lot of that's inner child. Yeah. I mean, there could be some fear, like literal fear, like first layer energy blocks, but it's probably inner child stuff. So you can just imagine the parts of your wounded inner child that are, you know, having FOMO, and just heal those little parts of you with gold light. Someone says, loving the session today. Oh, good. I'm glad. Someone says, loving your passive aggressiveness. Oh, yeah, let's not talk to each other too much. Yeah, don't go back and forth, especially if you're not friendly. That's not appreciated. Someone says, thanks for doing the meridian work today. Hope this is a regular feature too, as with the chakras. I think Chinese meridians may be related to Indian system of nadis. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, I do plan on blending them more and more and more, doing more energy healing of traditional Chinese medicine meridians as a part of these healings. So yeah. It'll probably be like it has been, sort of like there'll be these leaps forward where I do a lot more of it, but then I'll just do the same amount or maybe a little less for a while, and then I'll do more. It just depends. Sometimes it's theme related, sometimes it's time of the year related, or it's just whenever they just tell me to do it. So, but yeah. So this is brown meridian. Oh, and you're saying the dark brown one in the upper back that has that cool zigzag pattern. Yeah, you're saying maybe the Chinese medicine, the Chinese name for it, but yeah, I don't know the American. I was trying to remember the Americanized name of it, but I'll remember it later. Someone says, thank you, Janet. Very calming. I mean, I won't remember it later. I can look it up. Because, you know, the 12 meridian video, if you look, I'll link it below later too. If anyone wants to look. Someone says, thank you, Janet. Very calming healing. How is your sister and your friend doing with this healing set? You got them healings and you mentioned their names. Thank you. I saw a noticeable difference with my sister on Saturday. Much more relaxed. Oh, that's nice. Good to know. Oh, you know, we didn't repeat the clear negative dump responses literally today, but you know, when we did a lot of that tummy work, because I noticed that those negative dumped responses that people can dump in your space, they end up, they can, I mean, they could be around the fourth chakra, which we did a lot of unblocking there, but they can also be around the tummy meridians and the aura right in front there. So we indirectly did it by focusing a lot on the tummy meridians and unburdening the tummy meridian area in the auras. So just a note, I'll note it in the summary too, that we didn't literally do clear negative dump responses like we did on Friday. We didn't literally repeat it, but we kind of did with the meridian work. But anyway, that person, I was reading your comment about your sister and your friend. Your sister really liked the tummy meridian stuff. Your friend, she says thank you. She's like, I mean, her angel said she did it all. It's just that the Akashic record stuff is kind of like a big wow for her. She's like kind of speechless about that. She's still, her Akashic record upload is still happening. She was very overdue with it, so she doesn't really want to talk a lot right now. But she gives you a thumbs up. She likes it. So someone says, looks like small intestine and heart meridian is the brown meridian showed by Janet. Oh, that's nice. Small intestine and heart meridian. Yeah, it's one of the, whatever. I'll look it up later and I'll post it in the summary. So it says, thank you for healing me and my spouse. How did we do? Are we in all major chakras most of the time? Thanks for covering invasive beings and meridian cleansing. I mean, right now you're in all your chakras, all your physical body chakras, 1 through 7. Your wife is in 7 through 2 right now, which is very present for her. Usually she's more like 7 through 3 these days, and you're usually 7 through 1 or 7 through 2. It's like from like 4 o'clock in the afternoon your time through the evening, you're more likely to be in 7 through 2 and not all your chakras. But before 4 p.m. your time, like the morning and early afternoon, you're more likely to be in all your chakras. If I just, you know, take an average of your days. So you could do a little extra check of your energy around, you know, 2, 3, 4 o'clock, so that you can work more on that evening level of presence that you have. But yeah, I mean, 7 through 3 is more present, you know, as a standard for your wife than she was before, you know, months ago. So it's still progress. And, you know, she is working on having stronger and stronger boundaries with her families, her extended family. So for her, that is solid progress. And now she's in 7 through 2. I mean, after the healings, these days she's in 7 through 2 for like sometimes the rest of that day, or at least for a few hours. So she gets a lot of release then. But then she goes back to 7 through 3, which is typical. You know, growth is incremental for everybody. Okay, so it says, thank you for this great healing. Do my angels have any advice for me concerning my relationship with my son? Yeah, just he likes park bench communication. And there are topics that he just considers off limits, that he doesn't really want to talk about, no matter how you talk about it with him. So, you know, you're kind of very big on like talking about the elephant in the room, and he's very big on not talking about the elephant in the room, you know, like, so I guess if you did want to get along with him more, you don't talk about what he doesn't want to talk about. You sort of be more intuitive with your conversation selection. Someone says, hello, Janet. Nice to see you live. That's nice. I'm glad you watched. Someone says, I started working for many schools. How am I doing with new employers, students, and parents? I've been working on boundaries and undoing manipulation energy. Yeah, I would say just you know, like back of your aura, and especially first layer, all around, front and back. You just do a little bit extra work there. But I mean, you're more present than you would have been with that much work, you know, even 4 months ago. You know, a lot of times, I mean, at your worst these days, you're in 7 through 3. Otherwise, you're in 7 through 2. Sometimes when you work, you're in 7 through 1, but not the whole workday because your first layer just gets so compressed. But I think checking for that, you know, that what we did today, that what did I call it? The cording bar. That just that big mass of stuck energy stuck to the back of your chakras. I think that tends to build up a little for you. I mean, it's cleared now, but just flow general in the back of your chakras and first layer everywhere. You just worked out a little bit extra. Yeah, hope that helps. Someone says, hi Janet, I don't usually ask how I do in the healing, but how am I doing with this theme and being present? I've been caught up with life drama and haven't healed up as much as I could be lately. I mean, I think that the self-acceptance aspect of this theme and the identity aspect actually, yeah, I think it's an important theme for you. I mean, if you know, if there was one thing to repeat, you know, for you and for most people really, one thing to repeat from the Friday healing, it would be the one that we didn't do today, which is clear negative dumped responses. It's timestamp linked, but it's labeled in the Friday healing as clear negative dumped responses, from when you've said on some spirit level to somebody, I love you, or this is who I am, or I see you. And if you grew up with people who have a lot of inner conflict or a lot of denial, or you, even in past lives, when you say something that's that heartfelt and that sincere, even just telepathically, they can dump a lot of weird energy in your space, a lot of heaviness, and that can get in the way of your identity energy and your self-acceptance energy and all that. So it's an easy thing to unblock from, and it's good. So you could redo that like a couple times a week for a few weeks, just to unburden. So it says, hi Janet, thank you for the videos. Do the angels have any messages that I'm not hearing? LOL, I tried to clear my wall and improve telepathy. Yeah, I would say specifically about your relationship, your marriage, and your in-laws and your extended family. Sometimes that, if like there's an area that you're not hearing as well, it's like interpersonal boundaries, interpersonal communication, like between you and these loved ones. So not so much with your kids. Your hearing's pretty clear with that lately, but yeah, between you and your husband, and you and your extended family and his extended family. So you can kind of pinpoint the distortions between you and your angels when it comes to that flavor of communication, and just keep clearing that. So don't worry so much about like what exactly you're not hearing, just, you know, the distortions when your angels are talking about, you know, you and your loved ones, and just keep clearing the distortions there. So it says, my neck feels good. You healed me. Does journaling help being authentic? It could. It could. Yeah. It could. But yeah, your angels say you could try. See how you feel with it. Someone says, hi Janet, thanks for healing me and my friends. I'm curious, how did my friend do? And you mentioned her name. Not sure if she filled out the form. I don't want to say because it's personal, but yeah. I didn't feel anything or notice changes on Friday, although a psychic friend said she knows my energy has changed since I saw them a month ago. how did your friend do? I just like seeing names written out. Here we go. Okay. I mean, she's way more present than she was, and she is like everything's repairing that needed to be repaired. So then it's just sort of catching up. Because if you have that much damage, that means you're not so present, and so it's really hard to process things, and so energy blocks really build up and build up and build up. So she's catching up on all that buildup, now that things are functioning, chakras and energy channels and auras and stuff. And so it's just a catch up process now, but it's all proceeding well, as well as can happen. It just takes time to catch up from that level of damage. But she's doing it. So she gives me both thumbs up. So let's see. I lost my place because things keep scrolling and then I can't find it. Okay, so yeah, yeah, when you said you didn't feel anything or notice any changes on Friday, from the Friday healing, I mean, you were doing actually a big upload on Saturday, Akashic record upload, and yeah, that was the main thing I noticed. So it did work. It's not like you didn't receive like you weren't blocked to receiving the healing. I think you were just a little, your mind was a little busy with the upload. Someone says, how did my son do? And you're mentioning your name. Yeah, he did okay. I looked at him. He was a sample person for, what was it? I made sure to check him for a lot of the bigger things, like Akashic record upload. He was doing the hearing the angels, the distortion, that that band of blocked energy in the back of the chakras that I called the cording bar, where we melted the cording bar. You had a big one and he had a big one too, so I made sure you guys melted your cording bar. It's just you can get like a big band of stuck energy that attaches to all the back of the chakras and makes it harder to have boundaries with everybody if you have a big old handlebar right there for people to cord. So I made sure that yours melted and his melted too. All right, well, cool. So there'll be another healing, the third in the set, in 2 days on Tuesday, on the same theme, identity, self-acceptance, and authenticity. And yeah. So if you just try to be a little nice to yourself, extra nice to yourself after this healing, because you're probably still doing that Akashic record upload, where you're just kind of letting go of some of your learning, and your angels are taking it up to your Akashic records for you. So you can stay here. You don't have to feel spacey over that, but if you don't feel like starting some big project right after this healing, just give yourself a little slack. give yourself some nurturing and understanding. Akashic record uploads, they don't take super long, but it's just a little bit of like a spiritual house cleaning. Once it's done, you tend to feel a little bit more clear-headed and clear-minded and ready for the moment, like more in the present and checked in. So but if you need to take a nap, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But you wouldn't necessarily have to take a nap because of this healing. You could like unblock your third chakra in the front and the back, so that if you are feeling any sleepiness, or redo your grounding, just unblock your grounding, make it wide and flowing again, so that you can just be present and highly functioning. All right, guys, you're awesome. Looking forward to the post-healing surveys for those guys that I healed. And if you have any other comments, you can post them under the video at any time, and I will post a reply when I get a chance. Okay, I could show you my dogs at the end here. That dog on the pillow, that's Abel, and then Daisy's in her crate asleep right now, but I will wake her up because we have to go out in the yard anyway. So, and my other dog is with my husband right now, so. Oh, here he comes. Here comes Izzy. Izzy, come here. Izzy, Izzy. There he is. All right, let's see Izzy. There's Izzy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So let's see. I'll show everybody else. Alright, so that's Izzy again. That's Abel still on the pillow. He's probably not going out, I guess, right now. That's Daisy right there. Okay, you're awesome. Take care. And if you want, I'll